Brice's Beach today we're talking about the great career of Bruce Hornsby, The Range. What an amazing music career today. Hello everybody, welcome to Brice's Beach today we'll be talking about Bruce Hornsby, The Range. What an amazing music career. Bruce Hornsby, The Range is no doubt an underrated 80s music act. Bruce Hornsby's The Range classic hits are The Way It Is, Madeline Wynn, Every Little Kiss, Valley Road, Across the River, The Show Must Go On, Look Out Any Window, Jacob's Ladder, Defenders of the Flag, The Long Race, and Lost Soul. Bruce Hornsby, The Range had heavy rotation play on MTV. Bruce Hornsby's musical genre is pop rock. Bruce Hornsby is an underrated piano player. He's just how he plays it and makes up some iconic piano intro chords in it and his classic hits. Bruce Hornsby has had a solo career. He has had a solo career since he's left The Range. He just had a new record come out called Indigo Park, his first new album in years. And the other thing about Bruce Hornsby and The Range is they're just so classic. Just really classic musicians, classic lyrics, classic songs, just classic everything in my opinion. Great music production, great sound, just great everything. They're just top notch. And they're just so underrated in my opinion. I think his piano playing, if you listen to kind of the piano solo from The Way It Is, like go da 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 da. He's really just a great music production, and just really really good, phenomenal. Bruce Hornsby, The Range is my top favorite 80s singers, and just really all around just great vocal harmony in his iconic 80s music voice. And he's been around since the 80s. He had big records in the 80s and early 90s. Then he broke off from The Range and did his solo career, which I'm not too crazy about his solo career. I'm more fond of when he was in The Range, because The Range, when he had all his big hits, which I just mentioned off not too long ago actually. And really, Bruce Hornsby, The Range are just, I don't know how I could say it, they're the best of the best. Look them up after this Brice's Beats Bruce Hornsby edition. Look them up because you won't regret it. Every song they've done, when it was a big hit or just a song off their album, to me, I think it was a top 20 hit. Even though it might have not been a hit single off their album like the other ones I mentioned off, but I feel like every song I've listened to off his albums from the 80s and 90s were top charting hits. I do not know why every song off his albums from the 80s and 90s when he was with The Range were not top chart, like not every song off that record was top 20 hits. I'm still shocked about that. That's to me, it's underrated in many ways. And really, it's just one of the best 80s music acts of all time. Bruce Hornsby, The Range, I think they are. They're one of the best of the best. Check them out after this video. You won't be disappointed. Check them out. They're great. They're phenomenal. Great vocals, great musicianship. Just check them out. And another thing is, Bruce Hornsby from The Range has done some stuff for the Grateful Dead. He's also done some bluegrass music you probably didn't know about. So he's done other stuff with other big music acts like Grateful Dead, and he did some bluegrass music with some legendary bluegrass singers too. If you didn't, there was some unknown facts I didn't know about him until I looked up some facts about him. And really, it's just phenomenal in many ways. I love Bruce Hornsby, The Range. Another one is I like Madeline. Just a minute to Madeline Wynn. Boom, boom, boom. Listen to the heartbreak. And another one called Valley Road. Look up the piano intro to listen to the Valley Road by Bruce Hornsby, The Range. Valley Road, that classic, that kind of 80s upbeat pop rock sound. He just combined pop and rock together and made a classic folksy pop rock sound. And to me, Bruce Hornsby is an underrated, because he, to me, was part of the 80s singer-songwriter movement in the 80s, kind of like from like the 70s had a singer-songwriter movement. The 80s did too. And Bruce Hornsby is an underrated songwriter. He is just phenomenal, great lyrics, great melodies, great harmony, great music production, just great all around and just fantastic ever. And another thing I want to talk about Bruce Hornsby is the range. Well, another thing I want to talk about in Bruce Hornsby the range is that I don't think they're together anymore because, you know, Bruce Hornsby recently had a new solo album come out. I don't think he does much with the range anymore, but Bruce Hornsby the range was like the biggest thing in 80s, was the biggest thing in 80s pop rock. It was the biggest thing in 80s. It was the biggest thing in pop rock music when they first came out. And when they came out, it was big. They had hit after hit and hit after hit music video too. Another thing about Bruce Hornsby and the range is, I like I've said in past Brice's Beats videos, I can say this in every video, I'm going to say it again. You could probably do Music Fairy on each and every Bruce Hornsby the Range song ever made. You can honestly do that because you could probably break a song down in every chord and every note and every rhythm. And you can probably do a whole section of the way it is. And you could probably take that piano chord and talk about Music Fairy with that song. It's just phenomenal in many, many ways. Now, I've enjoyed talking to you about Brice's Beats, Bruce Hornsby the Range. What an amazing music career video. It has been fun talking about Bruce Hornsby and the Range. I've been wanting to do this video for a long time, for the past few months. I'm glad I got there. Thanks for tuning in today. So next weekend, we're going to be talking about next weekend. So next weekend, we are going to be talking about we'll be talking about a piano player next weekend. Next weekend, we're going to be talking about one of the greats of the greats. We're going to be talking about Christopher Cross next weekend. We're going to be talking about the Mr. Christopher Cross next weekend. We're also going to be talking about next weekend in that video what is the most underrated guitar song? What's the most underrated guitar solo in one of Christopher Cross's songs? You can hear it, but you can barely hear it, and it's the most underrated, underappreciated guitar solo. You might know what Christopher Cross classic 80s songs I'm talking about. But next weekend, tune in for talking about the music career of Christopher Cross next weekend on Brice's Beats Music YouTube info channel. I'll see y'all next weekend. Thanks for tuning in. For Bruce Hornsby Range, don't forget to tune in today. It comes out today. See y'all next weekend. Thanks for y'all for tuning in every Saturday for Brice's Beats Music Info YouTube channel. See y'all next weekend. Thanks y'all. Thank y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed y'all's weekend. I've had an extended weekend because Surrey Festival. I hope y'all continue to have another great next. I hope y'all have a great continuation of another great weekend this weekend. I'll see y'all next weekend for Brice's Beats, Christopher Cross. Thanks for tuning in. See y'all later. Bye.